newest edition of the Chicago Blackhawks Central Hockey Podcast. I am Joel Vitali, and that is Skoks. Over the weekend, 2 days ago, the Chicago Blackhawks played I would probably say the Rockford Ice Hogs, more like, played the St. Louis Blues in the final preseason matchup. They lost that one 5-3. As I said, Rockford Ice Hogs. Oregon didn't take it terribly seriously. And no Bedard, and just last preseason game.
Yeah.
Lost 5-3. Got outshot 23-16. Won the face-off battle though. Nothing on the power play, special teams, and actually out-hit them, which I think is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
The Blackhawks, their tallies were gotten from Lucas Reichel, Joey Anderson, Mackenzie Entwistle.
What's it called? The Reichel goal. Colton Dach skated it like almost coast to coast, maybe like halfway through center ice. Put a shot on net. He got wiped out, and then Reichel's just like trailing him to clean up the mess, and he slaps it in there. Nice hard shot from him. Good to see that, get on the board there. Reichel, first goal, yeah. It started out ugly, like 2-0, like 5 minutes in. It was looking like a little like last year, had the blowout type of sense to it. But Reichel gets you on the board there. And then what's Mackenzie Entwistle? His goal was nuts. I mean, he took it from center ice and danced through like two of the St. Louis defenders and just little power move on I think it was Bennington. 50. Yeah, that's Bennington. Yeah. Like a power move on him, just like that was the most impressive thing like I think I've ever seen from him,
Yeah.
Yeah. So good on Macker. The Macker.
The Mac Dog.
Yeah.
The Mac Truck.
Yeah. He definitely trucked it. Yeah.
Nice, man. And then that's probably all I want to spend on that game. So, not a fan of the Blues, and not a fan of prospects getting hurt in meaningless games. So
Right. Yeah. Quick on that. Colton Dach, I guess he did get nicked up a little during that St. Louis game, so that kind of stinks. I think it's an ankle issue.
Right ankle, it appears. Yeah.
And so he's starting out on IR right now, along with Kurashev and Colin Blackwell. So hope it's not serious, because we're looking for a strong season for him in Rockford this year, So hopefully it's all good soon.
Yeah, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Coach Luke was saying that Doc made enough of an impression that he might even get some games with the big club.
Yeah.
So they've Hawks got the opening night roster for tomorrow night, where Connor Bedard plays his first NHL game. And the Blackhawks play the first game of the 2023-2024 NHL season. So the forwards are going to be AA, Andreas Athanasiou, Connor Bedard, Jason Dickinson, Ryan Donato, Mackenzie Entwistle, Nick Foligno, Cole Gutman, Taylor Hall, Reese Johnson, Tyler Johnson, Boris Kachuk, Corey Perry, Taylor Radish, and Lucas Reichel. Those are the forwards. Defensemen, Seth Jones, Wyatt Kaiser, Kevin Korchinski, Connor Murphy, Jared Tenori, Alex Vlasic, and Nikita Zaitsev. Goaltenders are Mrazek and Soderblom. And then, as we just said, Philip Kurashev, he's got a left wrist injury.
Yep.
Colin Blackwell, lower body injury. I believe it was a sports hernia for Colin Blackwell.
Oh, wow.
Or maybe a groin. Don't quote me on that, not a doctor. And Colton Dach, right ankle.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Luke Philp, also right Achilles tendon, and Samuel Savoie, right
Yeah.
femur,
Mhm.
back in that Minnesota Wild game
Mhm.
where he injured himself. So they're all going to start the season on injured reserve,
Mhm.
and they'll join the team sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
And then with all of that being said, Ben Pope's got some lines for us,
Mhm.
which are going to be Hall, Bedard, Donato, Tyler Johnson, Lucas Reichel, Taylor Radish, Nick Foligno, Jason Dickinson, Corey Perry, Boris Kachu, Cole Gutman, Andreas Athanasiou.
Mhm.
And it's worth mentioning that that third and fourth line are probably swapped, and
Mhm.
that fourth line is going to be utilized as a third line more so. So that's going to be Kachu, Gutman, and Athanasiou, and then Entwistle and Reese Johnson are the extras.
Yeah.
For the
Mhm.
defense, it's going to be Vlasic Jones, Korchinski Murphy, Tenorti Kaiser playing his offside, and Zaitsev as the extra. And then Mrazek is going to start tomorrow in Pittsburgh. And then for Wednesday's game, Soderblom will be uh, starting.
Mhm.
And so these lines, I really like them. I think Donato is a little too high up.
Right. Right.
Maybe swap him with
Mhm.
Athanasiou on that third line.
Yeah.
And so it'd be Kachu, Gutman, Donato, which I think is where he more lines up.
Yeah. Right.
I'd
Mhm.
like to see Taylor Radish on the second line
Mhm.
playing his position, and then Tyler Johnson, the wily vet, guiding that line.
Yeah. Uh.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, I
Mhm.
think it's pretty much good to go.
Yeah. 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 It's pretty much like what we've predicted, right? Maybe seeing someone like a Kaiser, how he really stepped up during camp, you know, because I really had my eyes set on Isaac Phillips taking some sort of spot here.
Me
Um,
too, for
yeah,
sure. I'm a huge Phillips guy.
yeah, and he's obviously going to have his he's going to have games up here. Whether who knows, maybe Kaiser gets sent down, swapped out, you know, uh, through the season here, and Phillips moves up, or Tenorti, he will probably end up getting hurt sometime this year.
That's true. He did.
Yeah,
He took a lot of shots last year.
yeah. So he always misses time. Phillips could find his way in. Zaitsev, don't really want to see him in the lineup. He was atrocious during that St. Louis Blues preseason game on Saturday. There, just completely like lackadaisical. Not good, not good stuff.
No, you don't really like to see that, even though,
Mhm.
like we said, the organization wasn't really taking it very seriously. But
Yeah,
I mean, you're fighting for a spot out there. You gotta give it a
yeah,
little bit more there, buddy.
right.
Uh, I also think that maybe like Korchinski,
Mhm.
rather than like scratching him for 42 games and then playing him for 42 games,
Uh huh.
maybe they just send him back to the WHL,
Yeah.
Seattle, and he just can play in all situations, be the number one defenseman, be on power play one, maybe even do some penalty killing for fun,
Mhm.
and just get himself, in all situations, and then
Yeah.
Phillips can come up that way. Um, but luckily Isaac Phillips is still young.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think he's
Definitely.
only like 22 or
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
which is wild because I'm pretty sure he's been with the Ice Hogs for like 4 years. So,
Right. Yeah.
uh, you know, um, good for Phillips to get in those situations and for the
Mhm.
Ice Hogs,
Mhm.
and maybe guide them to a successful season as well.
Yeah.
And then we'll see him. We'll see
Mhm.
him
Yeah. And
soon enough.
yeah, and he's looked good. This preseason, pretty much how he looked last year when he had his stints. He just he's a solid player. Plays everywhere in the D zone. Behind the net, the corners, gets to puck up the boards, and he's just like a responsible player. Not flashy. Just he's solid, and yeah, he's definitely going to find his way into the lineup this year. Gutman, uh, Cole Gutman, he's looked how he looked in his stints last year. Also, when he came up there, um, when was that? Like more towards the end of the season, or I don't remember when he first made his debut, but he's
We're still on Phillips, right?
Gutman.
Oh, Gutman, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
So he last season scored every single preseason goal,
right,
and
right.
then played for like a little bit, but I think they sent him back down,
Yeah.
and then he got hurt, and then he was like, "Now I'm gonna play through it."
Uh huh.
And then at the end of the season, they were like, "Hey, Cole, come on back up." And
Yeah,
then he
yeah.
tried to go and was like, "Hey, dude, my shoulder cannot go.
Right, right.
I'm gonna hurt myself
Yeah.
even more than I'm already hurt." So then they shut him down.
Mhm. Yeah, and he definitely looks like he's, fine. Man, he's looked good. Hasn't scored in the preseason, but he's moving the puck. Just working through the middle of the ice. Even though like he's a smaller guy, but man, he plays the center position there pretty well. You
Yeah, I
know.
think it's more so of who wants it more
Yeah,
when it
yeah,
comes to Cole Gutman, and Cole Gutman wants it the most.
yeah.
He's all in, and I think I said it on either last podcast, maybe the podcast before.
Mhm,
you know, it was never skill if I thought that he was ready. It was
mhm,
always just like, hey, don't you want to ease yourself in?
mhm.
Get some ice hogs time and be like, okay, test the shoulder out a little bit,
Yeah.
take some contact, dish some contact, pass, shoot, whatever. Your shoulder is a pretty major thing. So,
Mhm.
I always thought maybe he would want to start in the AHL and then ramp it back up, and then get back into that uh, Blackhawks roster forward group and be part of that 13 forwards.
Mhm.
Um, and he's part of the 12. So
Yeah.
good, really, really good on him.
Mhm.
Really shifty. He navigates the ice well. And as
Yeah.
you said, a smaller guy. I
Mhm.
think he might be 6 foot.
Mhm.
Um, but just good skill, good
Oh, yeah.
drive, good tenacity, and I'm stoked to get potentially 82 games of Cole Gutman.
Yeah, that's fun. Sounds like fun, yeah. Uh, Fun player, you know? Yeah, so we'll see Mrazek in net, Tuesday night, and Soderblom, Wednesday. Uh, Another guy to keep an eye on, right? In net. He's, man, only like 22, 23 now?
Yeah,
Um,
he's a youngin.
yeah, so still a young Tendy, but he showed us that he can hang in the league, and obviously with a better decor, any goalie would uh, play better.
Well, yeah, I mean, last season Vegas Golden Knights won with Aiden Hill.
Right,
Aiden Hill
right,
was a third stringer on the San Jose Sharks. I
yeah,
mean, uh, and even a different example of that would just be the Colorado Avalanche. They've
yeah,
got Pavel Francouz and Gorgiev.
yep,
Gorgiev isn't a world beater, nor is Francouz. So but that tandem and
hmm,
that team is so good around them. They
yeah,
don't need that elite goaltending. So, and if also if you just look to the Winnipeg Jets, if you need a reference for an elite goaltender and
hmm,
success, because Connor Hellebuck is probably a top three. I mean,
yeah,
he's probably shifted a little bit with Russian netminders coming in, like Sorokin and Shesterkin.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, top 3, top five for certain.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the Winnipeg Jets haven't really done much they don't really have much to show for it, I should say,
Yeah.
in the form of success. So, yeah, and I think I just saw a recent article by Scott Powers, I want to say,
Mm-hmm.
and he says that the organization, the Blackhawks organization, is super high on Soderblom, and
Really.
they want him to be like, they think that he can do like a Vasilevsky type workload and
Hmm.
whatnot. So, I mean, it's just, it's nice that
Yeah.
they think of him so highly, but for me personally, it's Camesto Gayan. You know,
Right. Right. Right.
those are kind of like the horses I
Yeah.
want to hitch my wagon to.
Yeah.
So, we'll see how it shakes out, and these lines aren't concrete, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Luke Richardson could pull
Oh
out
yeah.
that line blender whenever he wants.
Yeah. And we saw that last year too.
Yeah, he's not afraid. Not
Yeah.
afraid.
Yeah. Like even when we started out, um, completely forgot the lines, but he's always mixing and matching. Especially if it's not working, right? Um, if we don't have decent puck possession, just losing it all the time, turnovers. But yeah, I'm pretty confident that Coach Luke's, you know, he'll figure it out.
Yeah, I
Smart
think.
guy, smart guy.
Yeah, I think his assistants as well, like
Yeah.
his entire staff that he
Mm.
has, I think there's a lot of grit and determination and work
Hmm.
in those types of guys. And I just, whoever's controlling the power play, I think needs a refresher course. But
Yeah.
besides that, I think that they're very. I think they've got the skill, and they've got the
Hmm.
know-how, and they've got the to coach these guys to
Yeah.
make the lines work how they
Hmm.
should.
Uh, what's it called? Really quick on the power play.
Yeah.
We still have the trend from Kaner with the drop pass,
Oh no.
um, zone entry. I swear to God, man. I mean, when I see you pull up at the blue line, and drop it, I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are, I mean, you're stopping all the momentum and you're pretty much letting the defenders, to be set up ready to kick it back out of the zone. Uh, it's not a good strategy, and
No.
I don't know who came up with it, but man, it's bad. I mean, that's bad. I hate
Yeah.
it. I hate
Yeah.
it so much.
It's so funny if I ever watch a Hawks game with my pops
Hmm.
and there's a drop pass at the blue line,
Oh,
he goes ballistic. It's hilarious.
yeah,
But I mean, rightfully so. It's an infuriating play that should not be happening at the
yeah,
National League level.
yeah,
The best league for hockey players in the world, and you're dropping it at the blue line. You are helping the defenders.
yeah.
So,
Right.
I don't.
I mean, it doesn't benefit us really. I mean, there's a few times where like Reichel or like Double A, they found a way to like speed through two or three guys, and like get a shot off, but you you don't have the advantage there.
Yeah,
Um,
I think
it's it's really dumb.
if
Yeah.
you're in like an odd man rush situation
Yeah, yeah.
and you're driving the net and you have space,
Mhm.
I think if you drop it back for the the tail,
Yeah. The trailer.
the trailer to be there to just rip a shot
Yeah.
or maybe delay.
Mhm.
I think it's warranted in those situations. But
Yeah.
when you're on the power play, you want to set up.
Mhm.
You want to
Like
get that.
possession,
Yeah,
yeah.
you want possession so that
Yeah.
you can pass it around, get a good shot off,
Mhm.
or just bang shots from the point and hope for rebounds.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, and then just gonna wrap up here with some prospect news.
Yeah. Um,
Frank Nazar the third.
right. Frankie, on what day was this? October 8th. So this was yesterday.
Yeah.
I believe Michigan won. Yeah,
Nice.
they beat Providence.
Oh, right.
Providence legend Jackson Sauber.
There you go.
Um, Frankie scored 2 goals. One was a absolute snipe, like top corner. I think it was like left corner. It might have been on the power play. Just, I mean, top shelf, man. Can't beat it. His first goal was also or no, it was a little deke in front, kind of sloppy, but he found a way to go left, right, and just tucks it in, man.
That's awesome.
I mean, Nazar's always been pretty nifty, you know. Man, great to see, and I believe he was on centering the top line, so that's great to see
Yeah,
in
and I think
Michigan.
his second goal, it either tied the game
Yeah,
or won it. I don't think it was a GWG, but I
right.
think it might have sent it to overtime.
Um, you know what? I think you're thinking of Oliver Moore's goal.
Oh, nuts.
Yeah, Frankie's goal put him up 5-1 there. Yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah, no, disregard
yeah,
that. Never mind.
yeah. Um, yeah. So moving on to Oliver Moore, also just I mean, filthy snipe. He was on the right circle, got a smooth pass, and just I believe it was top left corner. Good stuff. Good shot. Let's see here. Yeah, he catches it right circle, far side, top corner. Just, I mean, silky smooth shot, man. Good stuff. And empty netter for his 2 goal game. So
Oh, rad, rad.
that's sick. 2 G's from our 2 top dudes, two
Yeah,
top college prospects. Great stuff.
yeah, no, that's awesome. I mean,
Hmm.
I think also on Oliver Moore,
Hmm.
one of his goals, I
Yeah.
think they have the camera angle like it was like behind the goalie,
Yeah.
and then he
Right.
like
Right.
came off the bench,
Okay.
and then he just like snipes it, and you're just like you watch it the whole way.
Yeah.
You're like, "Oh, this is amazing."
Yep. Yeah. I have the highlight right here, and yeah, yeah, it's some good stuff, man.
Nice.
They were playing Bemidji State,
Oh yeah.
Bemidji. Never heard of it, but
Yeah, I don't
Bemidji State.
Bemidji. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're if I remember correctly, I think they're like in oh, hold on.
Yeah. Never heard of it, man.
Oh, it's in Minnesota.
Really?
Bemidji, in Minnesota,
Wow.
which
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you where that is.
No. I mean, I thought there was a typo or something. It just doesn't make sense. But Bedmiji,
Bemidji.
Bedmid, yeah, Bedmiji State.
Bemidji. Okay, so I'm looking at a map right now.
Uh huh.
It's very far north.
Wow. Upper North.
Yeah. Um, I don't know any of these cities that it's by.
Mm-hmm.
So um, there's like Wilton, Scribner, Woodland Park,
Oh, geez.
Pennington. It's on a lake, Lake Bemidji,
Wow.
um, which I guess gets fed by the Mississippi River.
Wow.
That's kind of
Really?
cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Man.
yeah, I guess all the way up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it,
Crazy.
Yeah, that's wow. I don't know a lot about that place. I'll tell you that for
No.
free.
Yeah. Rough defense. That's what I could say. Pretty rough defense.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and I
Not going to
saw
be nationally ranked.
no. I saw from a few highlights, Oliver Moore, he did have a few other rushes, on some 2-on-1s, just because it was I mean, his speed is amazing, and he gets out there in transition. You know, didn't tuck in the other one obviously, but good shot, great speed. Just on the rush. Oh, great to see, man.
Where he thrives. And then Sam Renzel, Blackhawks
Yeah.
prospect, he recorded, I want to say, 5 shots on goal.
Okay. Wow.
No, he was 0-0-0
Yeah.
across the board. So he
Mhm.
wasn't giving up anything, and he
Mhm.
wasn't contributing to anything, which is, as
Yeah.
for D-men, if you don't really hear their name, it means they're
Mhm.
doing a good job. So
Yeah.
also nice to see the offensive production from him to get 5 shots on goal.
Yeah. That is good.
You know,
Um.
it's a decent amount of shots.
Yeah. Good thing you brought him up too. Because I was watching the highlights on it, and he was on the ice for 1 or 2 goals. Because I saw him in the Selly huddle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. I mean, he stands out. He's like 6'3", 6'4", maybe, and wow. I believe he's number 5. Uh, just like a mountain.
Yes.
Not yeah, like not super stout right now. But he's obviously a very tall defenseman back there for Minnesota. Yeah, can't wait till we see him get on the board here soon. Yeah, can't
Yeah.
wait.
No, I'm excited for all these guys.
Mhm.
I'm gonna think you'll probably see Frank Nazar
Mhm.
first, and then because
Yeah.
you'll probably want Oliver Moore probably 2 years in the NCAA,
Mhm. Right.
and then I guess same thing with Sam Renzel, probably at least 2 years.
Oh
Get that
yeah.
associate's degree,
Yeah.
and
Right.
and then it'll be them. So yeah, I was just on the University of Minnesota's uh,
Yeah.
website right now, just
Yeah.
talking about how Pitlick, this is Rhett Pitlick?
Mhm. Oh really?
Yeah, Rhett Pitlick. So it's Rem,
Yeah.
um,
Ram. Yeah.
Rem, Rhett, and Tyler.
Yeah.
um,
Tyler Pitlick.
uh, the Pitlick, the brothers Pitlick, and
Yeah.
it just says Pitlick and more power Minnesota past the Beavers of Bemidji State.
Bemidji. There we
So
go.
yeah, how
Yeah.
many times are we going to say it on this pot?
Yeah.
But
Um.
yeah, so it's really nice to see
Yeah.
prospects working
Oh
out,
yeah. Mhm.
and you'll be seeing those guys, sooner rather than later. I think.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Um. Really quick on Adam Guyon on the Green Bay Gamblers there. I believe his first start was a quality start, but I think it was a second start. A day ago, two days ago. I think he let up like 6 goals, and then they pulled him.
Yeah,
But you know, it happens. Uh,
it's the USHL, man. It's
right,
it's
right.
definitely going to happen. It's a chaotic league.
Oh yeah. They are firing away there, obviously. Yeah, so tighten up, next game.
You're not gonna go 82-0
No, definitely not. No,
and in the show, and you're not gonna win every single game.
no.
He had an off night.
Mhm.
It's in the rearview mirror.
Yeah.
There'll be more rough nights, but
Mhm.
there's also going to be a lot of success. So
Oh, yeah.
Really, it's unfortunate that he got blown up like that,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
sometimes you need to get humbled also.
Right. And maybe like I haven't seen any video on it. Maybe the defense is just absolutely uh,
Atrocious, right?
atrocious.
Exactly.
Who knows? Could be 2-on-0s, 3-on-1s. Who
Yeah,
knows?
and
You
when you're,
know.
maybe it's a like a Chicago Steel type business. It's
Right.
like where
Right.
like you go up against a Chicago Steel, the team that has like Adam Fantilli, Owen
Owen
Power,
Power.
Macklin Celebrini. I mean, you're getting cooked, dude. It doesn't
Oh yeah.
matter. It doesn't matter who you have on the ice.
Yeah.
Whoever you're fielding, sorry, you lose.
Yeah. Right.
Because
Right.
it's the dream team. So you're going up against a dream team. So,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
man.
So yeah.
Like we said, it's in the rear view. Not a
Yeah.
big deal.
Yeah. On to the next one. Yeah. Yeah. And it's let's see here. That's pretty much everything on prospects for this week. Yeah.
Very rad. Yeah. I
Mhm.
mean, tomorrow,
Mhm.
when this drops, this will drop tomorrow, the 10th. It'll be Tuesday. It'll be Blackhawks game day live.
Uh-huh.
And I believe that's 7:30,
7.
7,
ESPN.
ESPN.
Yeah.
ESPN's got to get that Bedard money.
Yeah, right, right. Yeah, they've been I mean, it's been everywhere, right? Football games everywhere, man.
Yeah. Connor Bedard recently on the Pat McAfee show.
Right, right.
I don't know what's going on. My sister, she writes for Fox Sports in the NFC North. She's currently in Las Vegas covering that Raiders Packers game,
Yeah.
and she sends a picture on her Twitter. Says, "I'm in Las Vegas right now, and here's Connor Bedard of the Chicago Blackhawks." She's like, "Chicago won't ever escape me.
Right,
It's
right.
always coming up Chicago." So good for her.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
shout out also the Vegas Golden Knights. They were there at the Allegiant Stadium for Monday Night Football,
Mhm.
and they were showing off their rings, and
Mhm.
their rings looked an awful lot like. So my sister, she used to write for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
Mhm.
and she was able to get a ring when they won the Super Bowl. And I was like, wow, I was like, their rings look an awful lot like my sister's.
Mhm.
Sure enough, it's the same guy.
Really?
It's the same company. It's Jason of Beverly Hills.
Wow.
And so if you go on to Jason of Beverly Hills, you just Google him. It's got a bunch of stores across the country and across the world, like Tokyo and Beverly Hills, and I think he's one in New York City. But
Mhm.
anyway, it's just I just thought it was really interesting, and there's actually an entire section for Vegas Golden Knights fans. So if you want a replica of their rings, or if you just want the ring, you can buy it from him. So they've
Wow.
got an entire section of Vegas Golden Knights stuff and explaining them all. So it's just really cool. I just thought that
Yeah.
was really fun and awesome.
Yeah. And I imagine that they they've made uh pass rings for the past championships.
Of
Uh,
course.
obviously they're very good at it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Yeah.
So
Great
yeah,
stuff.
just a little story. And so they brought the cup to Allegiant Stadium, and they were
Yeah.
showing it off and stuff. And even on the Manning cast, the Manning
Yeah.
brothers were talking about it. Eli was like, "Hey, Pete, you ever been in the presence of the Stanley Cup?" And he's like, "I've drank it out of it." Yeah, man.
Wow.
And then Eli was saying that he did too. He said that when he was playing for New York,
Mhm.
um, the cup came through, and he said he brought Brad Richards, and
Mhm.
Brad Richards let him. There was a loophole because they were like, you can't do anything with it. You can't touch it. You can't lift it. You can't drink out of it. And
Wow.
then Eli was like, okay, well, what if I brought a Stanley Cup champion? And so he
Mhm.
brought Brad Richards, and he was able to drink out of it. So
Awesome.
yeah, man, the Manning cast, Stanley Cups at Allegiant Stadium, Monday Night Football.
Best trophy in sports.
Yeah, best trophy in sports, no
Right.
doubt.
Right.
No doubt. So, season opens tomorrow,
7
and
o'clock.
I'm really excited. It's gonna be great.
Yep.
And go Hawks.
Let's go Hawks.